She's just a translator. Let the grunts handle it. That's what they said when the op started. A small recon mission. Tight team. Deep jungle. No backup. Alina Alvarez, barely a month into deployment, wore a digital camo uniform under her veil. Married on Friday. Embedded on Monday. They said it was bad timing. She said she was ready. The unit joked. Called her the bride. Said her job was to talk, not fight. But none of them knew what she was really doing there. It was supposed to be a simple sweep. A suspected black site tucked between ancient jungle and modern war. Intel said light resistance. It wasn't. Within minutes, gunfire shredded the silence. The team got split. Radios jammed. Command was blind. And Alina? She was taken. Dragged through the mud by cartel militia who didn't care about uniforms or rules of engagement. They thought she was soft. But she wasn't trained like a translator. She watched. Listened. Waited. 4 days. And in those days, behind rusted fences and bamboo-walled huts, something hardened inside her. She counted guard rotations. Smuggled food to another captive. Smuggled razor wire into her sleeve. The veil was gone. The vows? Still with her. She made a vow that if she ever got out, it wouldn't be luck. It would be earned. It started with the wind. Leaves stopped rustling. The birds vanished. Even the bugs held their breath. That's when the compound guards began looking over their shoulders. Then came the shadows. Black-clad U.S. recon soldiers breached the tree line without a sound. They moved like ghosts. This was no search party. This was a message. And in the center of it all was her. Alina was crouched, half hidden behind a crate when the blast blew a hole in the northern fence. She didn't scream. Didn't cry. She grabbed the younger prisoner, slung his arm over her shoulder, and limped toward the chaos. A soldier saw her. Double-taked. Eyes wide. Is that the bride? He radioed the commander. No one believed it. Until they saw her themselves. Bloodied. Barefoot. But standing. Still holding the other prisoner up. Still moving. One of the guards aimed at her back. But she turned first. Threw the blade she'd hidden in her boot. Hit flesh. No hesitation. Just action. She didn't wait for extraction. She was the extraction. They covered her in silence as she walked out. No cheers. Just awe. Because sometimes legends don't arrive. They escape. They called it a miracle. A myth. A mission gone wrong turned rescue. Back at base, the commander didn't speak at first. Just stared at her through the debrief window. She sat across from him, calm, sipping water, eyes bruised but unflinching. You weren't trained for this, he said. No, she answered. I trained myself. Turns out, Alina Alvarez didn't just marry a soldier. She had trained with him for years. Jungle tracking, knife work, survival drills. Her husband, a special forces instructor, taught her everything. Said one day, the jungle might call her name. And when it did, she'd better answer. When he died in an IED blast 6 months later, she didn't grieve the way they expected. She signed her enlistment forms the next day. Why translator? The commander asked. Because people talk. And when they don't, you learn to listen. The report went beyond glowing. It was gospel. When surrounded, she stayed calm. When wounded, she moved forward. When others waited, she acted. She didn't want awards. She didn't ask for a medal. She walked into the med tent and started treating another soldier's shrapnel wound before washing the blood off her face. No speeches. No cameras. Just resolve. From that day on, no one called her the bride. They called her by rank. Then by name. Then simply Alvarez. Because in the jungle, the rank on your chest doesn't matter. Only what's in your bones does.